Hey, how you guys doing? IVIICHAELxx 1.14.4 and simple multiple floor elevator. So yeah, this is probably going to take a little bit longer just because of the way that it is. It's not like we build specific circuits. They're basically like they're modules that you can build anywhere. So basically, this is one module here, as you can see, one module. Um, so you do have the option to make this too high, but I'm going to go ahead and say the doorway. I'm going to say that having glass there is actually pretty, I'd say, essential. So to show you guys how this works, right now the elevator is on the top floor, and so this elevator works by you either jumping off on the floor you want to, and of course you have to go in the direction in which the elevator is. So if I come here and I want to go to say green floor and I want to come back down, I would have to actually catch it. So I'll show you what I mean. We hit the button, we jump on in, and so let's say we want to get off on blue floor. You can see that it opens for us, we get out, and then it closes behind us. And then of course if we wanted to go back up, we would not be able to, because it can only go up or down, and it always has to go to its destination first. But if you were using it like this, it would be no problem. And of course, if you were in survival, you can see that you can just call it from any floor you want to. When the doors open, you jump in. Same when you're going up and down. That's pretty much all the features to it. Now this is something you guys could expand upon and make it even better. You could probably even stop the floors if you wanted to. It's just the circuitry gets so crazy that I wanted to make something for you guys that maybe are beginning at Redstone, or maybe you guys haven't thought of this. But anyway, let's go ahead and do the tutorial. Okay, so to start out, if it was me, I'd probably want to bury this in the ground, but if you guys are just building this on some map just to check it out, then you won't need to do this part. But if you're on like survival or something, you're going to want to dig a 4 by 4 by 4 hole. Should look like this. Okay, so next step would be to put obsidian or some immovable blocks, which I'm going to go ahead and say the best immovable block that I can think of would be a furnace, because it's something that's relatively easy. I just don't like having to shift click on everything. So this is going to be the beginning of a circuit, and it's going to be what controls our door. So on this bottom floor we can just do this. Torch, block with a redstone on it. Okay, so sticky pistons 3, and then whatever it is that you guys want. Now I'm going to go ahead and say that I think I'm going to keep it glass, so something like that. Okay, so next step would be to get the lower circuitry here. So we're going to need a repeater right below the obsidian block that you placed, which should be, yeah, and just have it wrap around. Oops, we don't need that. That is not, okay, there's a block. Okay, so this is going to be the input, and this is going to be the beginning of our torch tower, and this is what's going to control it. This is what sends a signal down. This is what sends a signal up. There are cheaper ways to do this. But I'm going to say that this is the most compact. So yeah, it's up to you if you want to change it. So we're just going to bring a block up just for right now up to that level. Okay. So the next thing to do would be to build our flying machine. Now in order to do this, we're going to need to put a obsidian block up there to make sure that we're going to be doing the 4 floors here. But let's make sure that the flying machine doesn't fly away. So from our obsidian block, that's basically on the 3rd block down, you need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. And on that 25th block, you will need to have this obsidian. If you're actually on a survival world, I would say just wait until the end to build the flying machine. But I do want people to see how it works so they can understand it a little bit. Okay, so it starts out with a observer pointing downward, so it's actually pointing up. So it's like this, with a slime block on it, and this is what tells it to go up. So that's the go up feature. And so now we need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 blocks up. Actually, I think it's 6 blocks, sorry. Yeah, 6 blocks. 6 blocks up, and then you can pick your floor, whatever you want it to be. I'm going to go ahead and use yellow glass on this just so you guys can see it. Okay, the next step is to put another sticky piston facing upwards like that, and then this is what's going to tell this flying machine when to go down. So just as an example, when this gets powered, it's going to detect it, and then this is going to fly up and touch this obsidian block, stopping it. Now it could also be anything, anything that's immovable, a chest, or it could be a furnace. I'm just using this because we are going to have to put redstone on some of it, so it's just easier and faster for me in a tutorial. Okay, so if you grab another obsidian block and you place it on here like so, you can send it back down. So yeah, so you guys can see how this is working. This is how the entire elevator works. You guys can pretty much do whatever you want to with it at this point. But for me, I'm going to go ahead and let's put in a little bit of a floor. So our button is right there, and that brings us to the red circuit. So I'm going to go ahead and use black concrete for it. So you can actually make this further out if you're building a structure, and the more time you have on it, the better. But for this, just to keep it compact, I'm only using 2 repeaters on 4 delay with a button, and it doesn't really matter what kind of button. And then to keep it compact, you just need this. Now you can see that each one of these is going to require a slime block, so I will need to get rid of that block, otherwise it will pull it. The slime block, and then you'll need a redstone block on top of it. So now when we hit this button, it's going to activate the redstone, and it will send the elevator upwards. So just to show you, now that it's not hooked up to nothing, you can see that it will activate that redstone line. Which brings us to the next one. Now I believe this is 24 blocks, but go ahead and just count it with me. So we've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, let's do it like this: 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, excuse me, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. That's it right there. Okay, so a non-sticky piston, and we're going to want to place it right alongside this. So you want it facing that way. So when we hit this button, this piston is going to extend, causing this to go, you guessed it, down. That's pretty much the entire circuit. Okay, so now it's just really about making this over and over again. Now, there is one more thing that we need to do really quick, and that is grab a chest, and across from this comparator, you're going to want to put, at this height, I'd say use a wooden sword, and this is what's going to tell the door to open. Now, to keep it open a little bit longer, we are going to want to put another chest right there, and then we're going to want to grab an obsidian block and put it here with another one, and then you guys can see what we have here. It's a repeater on 4 with a comparator, and we'll want another item into it. So like so. And sticky piston, where are you? I already have one. And we'll need, is it red? Do I use pink for this? Yeah, pink. You don't have to make it with pink, but yeah. Okay, so sticky piston, and you just need that to be facing downward like so. And then we want to throw in a redstone block on top of it. So this is just to basically guarantee that you get a really long and extended pulse on this. So it will work if you were to move this and just have one here, but to get the door to be open longer without having to add on a huge amount of circuitry, this is what I did. Okay, so we're going to do yellow floor, which should be, let's see, 1, 2, 3 blocks up, and we'll probably want to put it over our button, and then you could pretty much, let's just make it 3. We'll make it 3 wide like so. So like this. So that's going to come up and it's going to stop here and it's going to look something like that. So we can go ahead and add that, get rid of these. Yeah, you do not want anything there, but so this is where we can kind of get crazy if we really wanted to. We can like, you could make this out of solid blocks if you want to. But I'm going to say that this is how I like to do it, so you can actually see left and right. But so you just bring up some glass, you know, just like so. And we can do the same here. Just basically bring it up to the obsidian. Yeah, bring it up to the obsidian. And now we can just build modules. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 floors with you. And then the top's already made, so we'll do 1 and 2, and then I'll leave. Yeah, that should be correct. It's just repeating the same thing we just did over and over, but I want you guys to be able to do that too. Okay, so at the floor, you guys can see that there's going to be the red circuit there. So we will need black concrete or something, just, you know, that you guys know is going to be the call button. So there's the call button. Oops, I actually have this. I have this down too low. Okay, there's the call button. We're going to do the same thing. Have a repeater, or 2 blocks, and then repeaters on full. And if you check it out, we got a block like that with some redstone on it. And this is so that no matter where you are, it's going to send that signal down. So this is how you can extend this floor infinitely. You would just repeat this pattern. So we just need to have it connect to this. So we'll only need the redstone right there. So when you hit this button, it's going to activate the circuit. So just to show you, it just does a chain reaction and will cause it to go up. There you go. Like so. Okay. So now we can kind of finish everything that you have here. So I believe it's just 2 blocks higher before our next obsidian block, and then we can do our pink circuit. Okay, so we would go, what is that? Is that 2 blocks? So 1, 2, and then on that 3rd block, then we would do our next pink circuit. Now, both of these do need repeaters, like so. And then we're going to do the same thing, a torch with a block on it with some redstone. We can go ahead and grab our sticky pistons here. And it should go ahead and just grab the glass and pull it back for us now. So the next thing to do would be to grab the chest. And you guys can see that this next one's going to want to do it there. And then we're going to want to do the same thing we did over there. So 3 blocks above. So 1, 2, and then on the 3rd block there, we'll want to do the same thing that we just did before or below. So like this. And then, yeah, it'll be a sticky piston. like that. And we'll go ahead and do a repeater on 4 delay. And we'll need a block of redstone, and then this will come down and touch that when the elevator comes by. So swords are the easiest way. I mean, I think it's the cheapest resource, but I think technically you could just throw one item in there. You could throw one item. Okay, so that's the next floor, as you guys can see. And so we just keep repeating this. Now, you guys could basically get rid of the obsidian block or move it wherever you guys want to. And then you guys could make it up as high as you want to using this glass. But I'm going to go ahead and stick true to what we have here, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So on the 6th block here, so it should be 5 in between, we're going to go ahead and make our next floor. Do the same thing. Yeah. So this time I'm going to go ahead and kind of do it. Yeah, we'll do it the same way. So it should be on the 3rd block up like this, and then I believe it's the 3rd block from that. So I think it would be, let's see, so 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. So we can go ahead and put two of those. Get the chest out of the way now. Go ahead and throw in an item in here. Yeah, item in there. So when it comes by, it will detect it. And so now we just need to add in this pink circuit. Yeah. So like this with, this will be the door control. Yeah, I was watching PewDiePie's video today, or I think it was yesterday's, where he was showing his redstone. And he was making a door, and I was sitting there going, God, you know, if he just went and looked at a video or two from a couple of old school Minecraft guys, this is I have a super small version of this. It gets powered from below, so it'd be perfect for horses. Okay, so we need our input button here. So this, right there. Red block. I'm kind of doing this tutorial lazy, so I'll apologize, but it is kind of simple. It's a super simple build. I usually like doing something a lot more complicated, but yeah, you know, I think that it's fun either way you do this. And then don't forget the redstone. So now it should do the same thing. And you'll see that it will, if it was up above, it would call it down to you, and if it was down below, it would call it down to you. So yeah, check the door timings real quick. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys that without the piston there, this thing does actually, it really does need it. It does need this piston here. Yeah, it absolutely needs it. It gives it just so much more time to open. So yeah, so we just got the same thing over and over. So we got one last floor to do. Yeah, one last floor. So let's do this again. So obsidian block, and then it just needs to be 3 higher. So 3rd block there. That's not an obsidian block. There's the obsidian block. That's not it either. There it is. Got it finally. Okay, 3 blocks up from that, so there. I don't think technically you could get rid of this if you really wanted to, because it's the top floor, but you know. There we go. Alright, I don't need a torch on there, you need a redstone on there. And we need sticky pistons. Like so. And that's going to tell us where our floor is. Now, if you were doing this in survival, I would say you probably want to use some scaffolding, or maybe even just, you know, a block. I'd build, if it was me, I'd build my floors first. And then I would basically work around this area. Like I said, it's just modules. It's just these modules, and they can go anywhere. As long as you take this area and all of this with it, you can just move that up at any height, at any block, as long as it's not too close to the one. Yeah, if it was one block down here, it would actually cause all of the doors to open up when you did it, which might be cool. But yeah, so this is done. So if you guys, this is a done tutorial. It's super simple to do. If you do keep it glass, I will say that it is much easier. It actually isn't done. I'm sorry. I forgot. I forgot to do this. Kind of funny. Alright. So, slime block with a... like so. 2 repeaters. Some black concrete. And there we go. So, that should call it up to us now. Go ahead and give it a test, huh? Okay, let's go ahead and go on down. Oh, wait a minute. We forgot our chests. Good thing I was testing these things, huh? So the chest needs to be there and there with a item in it. This is probably the worst tutorial I've done. It's okay though. We can test it from the bottom up now. Okay, so it is open. We're gonna hit our button, jump on in. And so yeah, you can get off on any floor you want to. There's plenty of time to get on and off of it. Let's just try it from here. So if you wanted to call it down to you. So if I wanted to go down to the slime farm, for instance, and wait for the door to open and go forward, and we would be down on ground floor. There you go. Super simple, super easy. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you guys think about it. I also have a fully functioning version of this where it literally has lights that tells you when it comes on, but it's impossible to do a tutorial on, so it would have to be a world download. And I said 100 likes and I'll do a world download for it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Comment, like, and subscribe, and have a good one. Later.